Hello my ducks, welcome back to the Hermit's Cave. Hope everybody's doing well. I've not been on for a couple of days. I've had some work done at home, new windows, and yeah, day before yesterday was clearing the space. And if you've seen how I live, if you've watched any of the flat tours, altar tours, I have a lot of stuff. So I had to clear 5 feet away from all the windows, and all my windows, all 11 of them, are all facing west. So they're all in a line. So everything had to come to one side of the flat. Anyway, let's just light some candles and some incense. So that was carried out yesterday, and then last night I had to obviously put everything back. So the last few days have been pretty full on since I last saw you for cuppa, catch up and cards on Saturday. Just as a reminder, because I don't think I said it in the cuppa on Saturday, this Saturday will be Spotlight. Can you believe it's a month already since the last one? So I'll be joined by Cheryl at Oneness Emporium for the monthly spotlight on the latest UK tarot releases. And I think this one might be a tarot exclusive one with no oracle decks. I think they haven't arrived yet. I also, just before we go on to what we're talking about, I just wanted to mention, if you saw the video that I did where Shiffer sent these training sleeves, you will recall they're all shuffled now, aren't they? So they're not going to be in order. I should have really left them in order. That there was a missing card, which, you know, it's never a nice thing, is it? Whether it's a tarot deck or whatever it is you're ordering and there's a missing card or a missing part, etc. But for me, it's all about how that's handled. And I've always found with Shiffer, if there's ever been any issues, they sort it out very, very quickly. Here we go. I just put a blank one in so you could get an idea of the thickness. So I wrote to Shiffer and I said, yeah, thank you for sending them through. There was an error, and it has come out on video, obviously, because I was doing a walkthrough. And they contacted me to say that the CEO of the company was coming to the country, and that they would drop into the post when they got here to speed up the process an additional card. And they have sent it, the 3 of coins, and a lovely little card from her name's Crystal, which was really, really nice. So like I said, I had an issue once, which was through no fault of theirs, with not the original Gaian, their first Gaian tarot, where I was trimming it, and because their borders weren't lined up with a guillotine, it didn't go right. And I was very honest. I said, look, this is what I was doing. I'm happy to buy a card because it's my mistake. And they said, no, we'll send you a replacement. And that's even before I was reviewing for them. So they're great. So yeah, I just wanted to feed back on that. If you did see that video, then that has now been rectified and I'm really impressed. All right. So that brings us on to this tarot deck, which has really puzzled me because it arrived yesterday and I was like, okay, what's this? So I had to do a little bit of digging through social media, and there's lots of ways that people can contact me, whether it's through email, which tends to be the most popular, or through Messenger, or through Instagram. So it took some digging, and I had to pop this in to a search, and it was from last September. So we're talking a good six months or so. And I think it went missing. So the creator contacted me over the summer and said, would you mind if I sent you a copy of my deck? It's from a French creator. I looked at some of the images and said, yeah, absolutely, I think it looks fun. And then in November contacted me to say, have you received it? And I hadn't. And then I never heard any more about it, and it just arrived today. So I think that this deck has taken 6 months just to cross the channel, the English channel from France to here, which is unusual. So I used Google Translate, which I'll drop in here, but it's Tarot the Basics, Tarot the Basics, and it's 78 cards and interpretation booklet. And yeah, so I'll pop that in. I love Google Translate. You know, nothing's a barrier anymore, is it? It's wonderful. Nice sturdy 2-part box. Love the little love hearts on the insides as well. Lovely design, nice colours. I would imagine the book is in French. It is in French. It's black and white. Looks quite interesting, but again, if you've got a smartphone, download Google Translate. It's absolutely free, and you just go to the camera mode and point your phone above it or your iPad or whatever, and it will just translate it and you can read it off the screen. So as I said, nothing's a barrier anymore when it comes to language. So yeah, nice little booklet. We'll have a look at the cards. Oh, I love the backs. I love the colour schemes. I mean, if you know me, you'll know I love purple, but this orange is wonderful as well. Let me bring the camera down, just so you can see how lovely this is. Again, it's a really nice, sturdy box. I really like these boxes. They're perfect size for storing. You know, nice and compact, don't take up too much room, but really protect your cards well. It's a thick deck, as you can see, so the card stock is really good. These are the backs, purple, black and white. Looks like it's a standard tarot size. Yeah, absolutely spot on. So far so good. Let's take a look at the artwork. So here's our full, which is also the cover, although the colours are different. Cover on the cover for the book. Spit my words out. And also for the box. Look at this. This is a real leap of faith, isn't it? Interesting that we got the playing cards here as well. So we've got the Ace of Clubs there, and a few other playing cards dotted around. Yeah, Ace of Diamonds, etc. Make sure it's in shot. Here's our magician, being magical in the kitchen, creating, or trying to create. That's what that's what they're hoping for. Our High Priestess, La Grande Priestess. I think that might be how you say it. Love that. Is that a mirror? I think it could be a mirror. The Empress. Wow. Look at that. We've got a really modern iPhone as well. So it's very, very quirky in terms of its colours and just its overall vibe, but it's very inclusive as well, which is wonderful. Got a plaster on the knee there. The Hierophant, teaching children all the wonders of the universe. Our Lovers. This is a really inclusive deck. I love the colour palette as well. Chariot on an e-scooter. Look how dressed in two hearts. At first I thought there was a bit of a Cruella de Vil thing going on, but Actually, it's completely different clothing, trousers, skirt, socks, etc. And I think what they're trying to replicate here is the opposite, you know, with the sphinxes in the RWS, to get that sort of that balance and duality. La Force, interesting. Trying to calm the child there, who seems to be in a bit of a rage. The Hermit, oh yeah, that's a card that represents me. Might not necessarily be books. I do try with books, but at home, in my comfies, on the sofa, relaxing after a long day at work, candles lit, and whatever, you know, whatever, watching YouTube on my iPad or a bit of Netflix. The Wheel of Fortune, Crystal Ball, Justice, Le Pendu, Hanged One, La Mort, the Death card. That's interesting. That's really interesting. I'm recording on my phone, otherwise I'd have opened the book up there and looked at the translation, because it looks like she's looking back, and this could be a wedding dress, but there's lots of garments here and things are being packed away. I guess it's certainly a transition of sorts, perhaps from one life, even if it's moving home or looking at what no longer serves you and moving into a new phase. It's very interesting. Temperance, love the little panda there. Le Diable. There's our tower. Got like a Pikachu onesie. The Star card, Care Bear, look. I love it. It's very modern. It's something very different. Look at the Moon card. Wow. It's like this is all happening in her mind. But the sorrow, we see the person there, and then we get the hounds, the moon. I am really going to take a look at the book. Sun. Here's our Judgment. I imagine that to be a comedian. There's people laughing, but you know, where you stand on stage and you're being judged if you're funny or not. Or I suppose even if you're singing, you're being judged on your talent. And the World card is beautiful. We've got a Happy Squirrel card, so we have an extra card, which is cool. Always love me a happy squirrel, could use it as a significator. Okay, and then we go to the minors. Now, these look to be in certain styles for each suit. So they've got a colour theme and they've got a particular border. I can't remember, because like I say, it was a long time ago. It was over the summer that I looked at this and agreed to review it, but I can't remember if it was Pip or... So it's kind of semi-Pip, but there's still an illustration there. That's interesting. Compass, directions. The 4 of batons. It's like a fountain pen. 5, 6, 7. Yeah, they are. I mean, 8, you get that kind of RWS thing here, but it's interesting we've got the hand. But whereas the majors do really lend themselves to the RWS, this one takes a little bit of work. We've got a Game Boy here. I used to love my Game Boy. This takes me back to 1991, I think, when I got my Game Boy. Wow, that was 34 years ago. Just aged myself there. 10 of Battens, the Valet, the Cavalier, our Queen, and the King. And then we have the Cups. Looks like it's a perfume bottle of sorts. 2, again we've got the playing cards. 3, that's more traditional, isn't it? Same here. I love the perspective for this 4 of Cups. Almost looking from behind the person and seeing the cup being extended in a meditation. You know, I never look at the original RWS and think, oh, this is somebody that's really, you know, disinterested. I always see them as kind of taking time out. So I like this. 5, 3 spilt. 6, the card of nostalgia, looking back. Got like a Polaroid here. 7, lots of different options. There's the 8. There's enough to go on, isn't there? And 9, 10. That's interesting. It's a book for the 10 of Cups. Again, we'll have to look that up. The Valet, Cavalier, Queen. Oh, look at them. What a beautiful couple. Brilliant. And then we have the deniers, which is the coins. Oh, look at this. Three. Mr. Potato Head. So quirky. 5. It's interesting. The upturned purse. Coins coming out. Looking behind a curtain. I guess you get that sense of somebody on the outside looking in. The 6. 7. 8. Got a credit card for the 9. Again, different. 10. And then we have the Valet, small child. A teenager for the Cavalier. Oh, that's an old-fashioned costume, isn't it? And then one quite modern. Cards laid out. And then we have our swords as the final suit. Love the colour palette. I love how it changes from, you know, but still kind of in keeping with the overall theme of the deck. This needs to be edged in purple, doesn't it? 5, we've got a microphone. The 6, that's interesting. Don't think I've seen that before, for the 6 of Swords. For the boat to be an origami paper boat. 7. Fingers on the lips. 8. 9. 10. And then we have the Valet, MAC. I love the sword sticking through the Apple logo there. Ooh. Wow. Got that the wrong way around, haven't I? The king and queen. Wow, there you have it. So, tarot, the basics. First impressions, really like it. Cardstock is nice. Tis thick cardstock, as you can see. But yeah, nice tarot size, lots of inclusivity. Love the colour themes through it all. Yeah, really good, modern, inclusive deck. Wow, it's a beautiful sunset. I need to finish with showing you this sunset. Look at that. So beautiful. Just thought I'd share that with you. I just happened to look up as I was filming and I thought, yeah, they need to see that. Thanks for watching, everyone, and until next time, go in peace. Namaste and blessed be.